How's it going, YouTube? It is Docky or Docky Style Gaming, and we're back at it with some more Anthem news, and this is brought to you straight from Gamescom from John Warner himself. During the live stream, he talked about some stuff that we already knew, but he actually did give us quite a bit of new information, and I took down all of the new information that we actually got from that stream. So let's start it off with the information that I know everybody is dying to know about, the two Javelins that really haven't got much screen time, which are the Storm and the Interceptor. So let's start with the Storm, because one, the Storm is going to probably be my main, and he looks the most interesting. So what he had to say on the Storm was that the Storm isn't really a mage or a magic-based character, but he will be an elementus. They said he'll be great for applying status effects for the teams to pull off great combos with, and that when he flies, he gains his shield, but on the ground, he loses his shield. They said he also doesn't have a lot of armor because he's a very slim Javelin, but the Storm will be a tricky and skill-balanced type of Javelin in terms of his playstyle. So, if you have the skills to handle the Storm, you might be one of the best Anthem players in the game. I'm just kidding. Calm down. Don't attack me. But in all seriousness, Storm Master Race. Anyways, the next one that we're going to be talking about is the Interceptor. Now, the Interceptor, what John Warner had to say on it is that the Interceptor is all about agility and using interesting gadgets. They said he'll be great for ad and mob control, and that he'll also be a great sense of balance to the squad. Now, John Warner also did end it off by saying that he's going to be a very speedy Javelin, so we kind of knew that, but it's kind of interesting to see that he's going to be using different gadgets, and surprised to hear that of all of the different Javelins, he's going to be our ad control Javelin. It's kind of interesting, so I really want to see what his different abilities are going to look like now for sure. Alright, now that we got all of the Interceptor and Storm information out of the way, let's talk about some of the other new information that was discussed at the live stream. Now, we know that there's going to be damage mitigation abilities for our Javelins, such as the shield for the Colossus, the thrust run for your Ranger, and the teleport for the Storm. But they said that these are actually going to be your Javelin's dash abilities. So all you essentially have to do to activate any of these different types of damage mitigation, the thrust run, the shield, or the teleport, is just by activating your dash ability. So that's kind of interesting. They didn't actually make a point to ever say that, and when I did my whole controller layout video, I didn't actually know what ability that was going to be either, because there wasn't anything on the screen indicating that. So now we know it's going to be the dash ability for that. Now, the next thing he discussed was about the Titans. Now, he did go on to say that there are going to be different types of Titans in the game, and the one that we currently see in the demo is an Ash Titan. Then he also kind of gave us some lore on it, which was surprising. He said that the Titans are remnants of what the Shapers were doing before they vanished. He said that they all had a purpose, and that they were even a part of the Shapers' actual scheme. So I kind of wonder how much detail they're going to go into in the game, but that's pretty interesting in terms of lore. And then John also went on to say that they are very hard and very difficult to take out, and if you happen to encounter them and you have uncommon, common, or even rare gear, get out of there essentially. So definitely don't try to face these dudes if you are under level, or under gear level I should say. So the next bit of information he went on to discuss is actually gameplay related and lore related, which is kind of interesting. So he said that there are rip streams. Now, he went on to discuss that there's a reason why no one has ever tried to leave the world, and why there's a flight height limit in the game, because apparently if you get too high in the atmosphere, rip streams or the wind itself will just tear you apart. So that's kind of interesting, and I guess there's a little bit of lore to why we can't actually fly past the atmosphere or fly into space, and why there's currently no other worlds in the game of Anthem. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad they gave us both a gameplay reason and a lore reason to that question. Now, the next bit of information was talking about the weather itself. They said the weather can affect Javelin statuses, it can change the environment, the visibility of your screen, so fog and things of that nature, and more. So we kind of knew a bit about that as well, but he just kind of went further into detail on that one. Now, the next one that he was talking about was saying that there will be elite bosses and lieutenants in the game that will drop rare loot, but you'll need to have good gear and a good team to take them out. Now, while we're still on the subject of creatures, I should say, they did say certain creatures are going to spawn at certain parts of the world, but Shaper artifacts can spawn them anywhere. Another creature topic, they said that there will actually be hostile creatures underwater, but there's actually no underwater combat. They're pretty much just mobility hazards is what they say. So they can attack you, but you can't attack them. So when you're swimming, swim fast. Now this next one is pretty cool. He did say that you'll be able to customize your javelins at the very start of the game with the different colors and different things of that nature. So even though everybody will start out with a ranger, everybody's starting ranger javelin can look completely different. So I'm super happy to hear that. Now they also went on to talk about the ecosystem and said that the ecosystem will randomly repopulate itself around the world. So essentially there will always be other things or something to shoot at in the world. The next one was talking about medals and achievements, and he did say there actually will be medals or an achievement for reviving your teammates. They want to encourage being a good player and to try to avoid griefing or trolling other people or randoms that you happen to join out in the real world. The next thing he went on to talk about was the world itself and pickups, and he said everything that you pick up in the world has a secondary purpose, whether it be for crafting materials, blueprints, or even changing your weapon rarities. So I thought that was pretty freaking cool that there will be a way to upgrade your weapons in terms of their common, uncommon, rare, epic, those type of things. So that's pretty interesting. I'm super happy to hear that. Now the next thing he went on to say, which isn't nothing too special, but I thought it was funny, I wanted to point it out, but John Warner did say that Halleck is crazy. Now, I think he kind of meant he's a bit crazier than most or a bit wild, but I thought it was kind of funny that he just straight up called Halleck crazy. And now the second to last thing that was discussed by John Warner was on the new elemental type, which is acid. So now we have fire, ice, lightning, or electric, depending on what you want to call it, and acid. So it's pretty cool to hear that. We now have 4 elements confirmed. There could be more, but I'm just happy that now I can make Acid Storm. And if you get the reference, let me know in the comment section. All right, let's address the elephant in the room now. Games Radar and Gamescom. So, because of Games Radar, they got the entire Anthem community's hype level to an all-time high. They said that we'd be getting a demo that would make our eyes deliberately happy, or whatever they said it was, something along that lines, and clearly all we got was the 2018 E3 demo again. Now, we didn't get any new footage, even though they kind of clickbaited the entire Anthem community, but we at least got some new information, and we did get confirmation, at least from John Warner himself, that next week at PAX, for sure, we would be getting brand new gameplay footage. And he also said Interceptor and demo details will be coming very soon. So most likely we'll be getting all of that information come PAX West. So I'm still pretty hyped for that. Like I said, even though we didn't get all that we wanted to, I'm at least hyped that we're getting something pretty soon. I mean, yes, it's a week's worth of waiting, but I'm at least assuming that the wait will be well worth it. So, on top of that, there was also an article that came out right after, when everybody was at like just disappointment levels were at a all-time high, where they actually asked him at Gamescom, why haven't we been getting any new Anthem footage or anything of that nature? And it's actually because of BioWare. It's not really an EA thing. It's actually the BioWare company themselves. They're deliberately holding back some footage intentionally, and they said that when they do decide to release things, they're going to push it out. So once they start swinging with some new information, we'll be getting it at a constant stream and at a steady stream, which will be fantastic. So I'm at least happy to that, and I will link the article to that in the video description as well, so you can give that a good read if you want to. So even though again we didn't get no new information or new footage today, I should say, we did get some new information, and we did get confirmation on when we will get new gameplay, and when we do start getting information, it'll start rolling in pretty steadily. So definitely stay tuned to the channel for that, because once we start getting information, I will be covering it every second of every day for all of you guys. So with that being said, that's all I got for this video. And since my schedule is now clean and I don't actually have to go back and edit some, full gameplay demo that we didn't get, I will be streaming at night, so I will post my stream schedule in the comment section if you want to, or the description, either or, and you can check it out. But I will be streaming a little later than normal today. I'll be streaming at 10 p.m. Central Time, and I'll be streaming on Twitch instead of YouTube today. So definitely check that out if you guys want to stop by, talk all things Anthem, or just come watch me play Warframe, because that's what I'll be doing today. So that's all I got for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.